Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Udonna, the White Mystic Ranger, played by that PETA RUTTER. And before I go any further, may she rest in peace. Sadly, she passed away in 2010 at the age of 50. I'm very shocked. Like, I saw her in Young Hercules, but I don't really remember her character. I have to rewatch Young Hercules. But I'm very surprised she doesn't have that many acting roles to her credit. Because she was very, very good in Power Rangers and stuff. I hate when they let talent just like slip through their fingertips, you know? But on this appreciation of Women's History Month, which I know was last month, but I only got a few more videos left. Udonna was a very unique and very special ranger. She was technically, I guess you could say, the sixth ranger. But unlike most Power Rangers, she was the first to ever have her powers. And she recruited the other five rangers. Also, at that time, she was the oldest person to ever play a Power Ranger until Dino Charge. And so, like, I remember when this season started. A lot of people don't like this season. I love this season to death. Only bad thing is, yes, it does focus too much on the Red Ranger. And also, it was the second season to ever be the shortest, with only 32 episodes and stuff. This is sadly when Disney didn't really get much out of their investment, and they was looking to sell the brand. And they just started like putting less and less money into it. So many, like, I remember this one executive producer from SPD complained about that and stuff. But anyway, and so like, I would talk about like, a solo episode, but there really isn't a solo centric Udonna like episode that really highlights her. She just appears in like so many episodes. And her first episode is probably the most unique. I probably should talk about that, but I'll talk about that some other day. But so, just like with Delphine, the white alien ranger, they really did not give her much to do in terms of being a Power Ranger. However, when she first appeared, because in this season, there were like these ancient wizards from like a parallel universe. They sealed up all the evil and stuff like that. And one of the interesting things about this season is that, like, there's so much hidden stuff in her past that makes this season very unique, especially that of the ancient wizards that are kind of Power Rangers, kind of not. Her mortal enemy, who turned out to be her fallen lover Liambo, and the son she had to give up and send into like the human world, that of Nick. I forget his other name, his technical real name. And so for the longest time, she thought like, her lover had perished, her son was lost to her forever. And, but it turns out it was right under her nose and never knew it. And this caused for so much family drama between the two guys because they had became the new mortal enemies and stuff. And so, like, it's unique and funny how she lured them into the magical world by pretending to be an older man and stuff. Because she realized that, they probably had what it took to be that Power Rangers. And it was just, I remember that it was just like a really like interesting and fascinating thing to see the very first Power Ranger to morph, not only to be an older woman, but a white ranger and stuff. And her morpher was technically just like a wand, like a Harry Potter stick wand with like a jewel on the end of it. But then she later transformed it into her magical power staff and then gave the other rangers more of an updated version of their wands in the form of cell phone type wands and stuff. Sadly, after like, defeating the monster in the beginning, because she's very powerful. Like, she is a very powerful sorceress and stuff. Sadly, she had her magic staff taken away from her, and it really robbed us of seeing what she could do as a Power Ranger, because she really wasn't a Power Ranger for that much. And so with her powers now stripped, Now she just has regular magic. And so she became a very great mentor to that of the other Rangers, teaching them about magic and also tutoring that of Claire, a sorceress in training. And so she guided them. Um, is one of the best mentors in Power Rangers history. And her hair looks so cool, even though part of it is a wig, and her outfit is amazing and stuff. And so, like, as the season went on and she found out who Korag was and everything, and her son, she decided to go on a quest, to help the Rangers and also get her staff back and also, like help her fall in love her and all this other stuff. But sadly, she always keeps getting kidnapped and stuff. So when she's not mentoring and not being the Ranger, she's being held hostage and stuff as the monsters and the 10 terrorists are like draining her powers. But even when she's in some type of like catatonic like state, she is still able to project her magic and other stuff through her staff and help the Rangers in one battle. And then of course towards the end of the series, she was finally rescued, and once again the White Mystic Ranger morphed and everything to complete the team of, what was it, like 8, because they had 2 Night Rangers, which technically in my opinion a Night Ranger is a Power Ranger, although Korag really didn't, or Liambo really didn't look too much like a Power Ranger, but the Solaris Knight did. So technically I guess you could say it's probably 7 Rangers to a team, and like an additional type like ally, kind of like a Magnet Defender in the form of Liambo and stuff. And so once all evil was like put away and everything for good, her husband and her son decided to go on a bike ride and just explore the countryside and everything, and finally catch up with the many years that they lost when all evil tried to like take over the world. And she is the second, like, well, in a way, she was kind of a leader before she got her power stripped. Because think about it. When she was the first Ranger who morphed and everything, and she led her team and mentored her team, she was technically a leader. So she's technically the second white female Ranger to be like a leader. But like the 4th Ranger to be, had the power as a white. But, Nick, of course, is the red, so he's supposed to lead. But, it was cool because it would have been really interesting to see her be like a leader. I just wish they could have done more with her as a Power Ranger because, it's always something unique and fascinating when they cast an older woman. And, her being a sorceress and a mother and a wife and all this other stuff, it would have made some really good drama. But sadly, with 32 episodes and the story arc they had to do, we got robbed of that. But, I just wanted to highlight her and, give respect to that of the actress. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.